Today we're going to take a look at whether or not you should play Final Fantasy XIV or start Final Fantasy XIV online before the end of 2021. Stay tuned. Welcome friends to a new video on Final Fantasy XIV. Should you start Final Fantasy XIV before the end of the year? To answer that question, we're going to go through all of the steps here to take a look at whether or not we should do that. I'm going to tell you right now that you should. I'm a little biased. I've been playing this game for a couple of months now and I'm kind of hooked. So from at least my standpoint, just out of the gate, I will say yes, you should. Endwalker is coming up soon. The new expansion, though it's been pushed back until the end of November, early December, that is the new expansion that's coming out. It's going to be amazing, and any steps you can take to try to get further along in your journey to get to that content is going to be really useful. However, when you do get into this game, it's going to be quite time consuming and really, really fun to get started. There's so much to do, and we have to get on with all of that information so you guys can see a full assessment right out of the gate. Character creation. Final Fantasy XIV has one of the best character creation in most of the games that I've played for MMOs. From my opinion, you have all these different options for race and gender. You can read through these and get a feel for what they have, but you have male and female of each thing. You do have the male race, or the male version of the Vieras is coming in Endwalker. So if you want to be a boy bunny, that's something that you can take a look at for all you boy bunnies out there. We're going to do Mikote. I probably am pronouncing it wrong, so I apologize. But we're gonna click on one of those, click confirm. You can choose these different astral signs and things like that. It doesn't really matter much. But here's really where you get all of the things. You can zoom in on your character, you can tilt the camera up and down, there's all these different things, and you can spend a great deal of time here. And as you can see from the randomizer, there's all these different options. It's pretty amazing, the amount of options that you have. Everything from height and bust size to face paint and different tattoos and all the things in between. It's quite amazing, and there's so many options. So you really, the fact that you're going to try to look like somebody else in the game is kind of rare. So there's a lot of uniqueness to the players that are in the game, which is really, really nice. Combat in this game is pretty good. It's similar to any other MMO that's out there. Tab targeting, you can click on different tabs using the tab button. You have aggro-y things, you have other things that are not so aggro-y, and a lot of things is positional for certain aspects of certain classes. Now I'm playing a class that's pretty slow at the beginning, Black Mage, but there's all these different things that you can do, and the combat in this is pretty fluid and pretty nice. I haven't run into too many problems, other than it being a little bit slow, but as you pick up more skills as you level up, you fill out your rotation, so you'll be hitting other skills as you play, and you'll be able to use other skills in between your cooldowns of your global skills. So there's a really unique way of how the combat works in this game, which I've been pretty happy with since starting this game. Even from a melee standpoint, I know we kind of showed the other ones, the mage a little bit more. Now I am playing I am leveling way higher than I should be, so chances are I'm going to die. But the combat is still just as much fun. Yeah, we gotta run. Oh, and I died. So yes, if you're not leveling in the right place, it's like every other game. You will die if you are not paying attention. For anybody that knows anything about this game, this is heavy storyline and lore. There is so much to digest that I could do multiple videos on just storyline and lore. It's really insane. The one thing that this game has is a current main scenario quest, and at all times you're going to have something like this unless you've completed it. It gives you the ability to go right to where you need to go within the main story quest and get right to where you need to go. That's really, really nice, because there's other games out there that are maybe not so easy to follow. And one thing that it does take a little bit of time is to get used to the navigation. Navigation in this game does take a little bit of practice, but once you've played for a week or two, it comes second nature right away. You have these Aether nets that are inside of every city, and once you've unlocked a few of them, you can kind of go everywhere that you need to. And this is similar to any city and every area surrounding, which is really nice. So you can see our All Good Things quest for the main scenario quest is right there. I kind of knew where I was going to be going. And as you navigate these cities, it becomes easier and easier to navigate. And as you'll see, some of these storylines, a lot of these things have they have cutscenes similar to this one, the World of Triumph, and there's a lot of reading involved. We're gonna actually skip this cutscene and we're gonna move on to the next thing. But yes, the storyline and lore in this game is quite deep, and if you're following along with any of the stories, apparently as you get through A Realm Reborn and into the expansions, the storylines get very, very in-depth and really, really exciting. The world. Let's take a look. If we take the map and go all the way up, here is how large the world is. Look at all these places. It is huge. There's so many places to explore. And if you click into any one of these, anything that says unattuned, we haven't been there yet. So there's definitely a lot of places to explore. And as you click into any one of these places, you can go further and further in. And for instance, let's go to LIMSA, LOMINSA, and then you'll see that there's all these other places within them on the map as well. So as we click the map, look at how large this area is, and this is the upper decks and the lower decks. It's vast. I mean, there's no shortage of places to go, and there's also a teleportation menu which you can use. You can click on any one of the locations here. You can see there's a ton we haven't even unlocked yet. But there's so much to do, and as you unlock things, this starts to populate more and more, which is really nice. So if you knew of a place you had to go, oh, we need to go to the Korthas Central Highlands, we have the ability to click on our menu and just kind of go there, which is really nice. Being able to run around the map is also nice. You also have chocobos. You can't talk about this game without talking about chocobos. It's your trusty companion. Check this out. You have the ability to run around on a chocobo. It's amazing. There's also a bunch of other mounts in this game as well. So there's also a mount guide. So you have the ability to collect many other mounts as well, like you do in other MMOs as well. And we also have a griffin. Let's click on that and we can actually fly. Well, I guess the griffin doesn't fly. But there are flying mounts out there. I don't know. Perhaps I would assume the griffin does, and I might not have learned how to do that yet. But I know there's other mounts out there that do fly, which is pretty amazing. So this is another way to traverse the world as you're out and about learning things and exploring. It's quite amazing. Dungeons and instances. This game is chock full with tons of them. Under your duty page, we have many things to do. One of the things that you can do for doing instances and raids is all these different dungeons. There's dungeons within A Realm Reborn, Heaven's Sword Stormblood, and we have guild heists, and different things of that nature. As you can see, there's a number of things we haven't even unlocked yet. I'm still early in the game, so as a new player, I'm giving this assessment as a new player, and I think even as a new player, this is pretty amazing. I haven't gotten too far into most of this content because, as you can see, I don't have Raid Finder, Trusts, or Duty Recorders. I don't have any of these things unlocked yet. I don't even have a collection unlocked. I can't even collect things yet, which is a little bit sad, which is okay, but I still can participate in any of these, and as you can see, as you level up, you get more and more things unlocked, which is really nice. And it's pretty nice. Wherever you're at, you can click on one of these and join, and it will automatically put you in that queue, which is pretty sweet. So you can do these anywhere. You can also join all of these from the... we're actually going to withdraw from that. We actually have the ability to join a party and then do any of these as well. So there's also regular duties and high-end duties. The same goes for other raids and things like that. There's regular raids and then there's what's called savage raids. I don't even know exactly what that means, but I'm assuming it's just a much harder instance of doing that raid, which has different content in it. So they're even not the same to my knowledge. But I've been playing this game for almost 100 hours now, and I still haven't unlocked some of that stuff. So there's still a lot of content yet to behold. So unfortunately, I can't talk too much about dungeons and instances, but they are there, and I guess this is part of the best parts of the game, and I haven't even got to it yet. Crafting and gathering. A lot of us really enjoy all of those different types of ancillary things that aren't really usually related to anything that you would do to follow the storyline, but we like to gather and craft and make items in the game, or gather items in the game. We have the ability to do that. It looks like we have Disciples of the Hand, which are the crafters, and Disciples of the Land, which are people that are gathering. You can level all of these to level 80. You do have a cap on what your level is, so you can't level these higher than your current level. So you couldn't level at level 80 carpenter if you're only level 39, so you could level up to level 39, which is really nice. As you can see, all of mine are 0. I haven't even dove that part into the game yet, so unfortunately I can't show you too much about that. But if you go online, there's tons of videos that you can see about how to do any of this stuff, and they're quite in depth, a lot more in depth than I'm going to be able to give you from a new player standpoint. But here's all the wonderful things that you can do. You can be a carpenter, a blacksmith, armor, goldsmith, and all these different things. And then fisher, botanist, and miner. And from my understanding this is a wonderful way to make a great deal of gil in the game as well. Another thing that I wanted to mention, which isn't typically part of any assessment that I normally do, so this would be a new section, but a lot of people want to see other ancillary things like mini games and stuff like that. Well, there's a place here inside of the Gold Saucer, they call it, which is pretty much a party zone where it gives you all different types of things to do. So, for instance, we have the central market. You can talk to all these attendants that give you various things. They have their own currency here, which is Gold Saucer points, which is pretty cool. You can use for exchanging points on doing certain things and buying stuff. They have a card game, which is super fun to play. There's tournaments. You can anybody that has this icon over their head, you can play this wonderful card game with. Let's do it. We'll take a look at it. You guys can get an idea of what this actually is. So you can challenge them. It doesn't cost you too much gil. You can choose your deck or whatever, and then you play a game. You can move this screen around, which is really nice. You play cards, and the idea of this game, this is going through the tutorial, so we're actually going through the full tutorial here. Great. But as you can see, there's fun mini games here, which is really nice. I wanted to make sure that I didn't bypass this so you guys could get an idea of what it looks like when you play this game. Whoever has the most cards at the end wins based on different rules. So you take your card, I have a 5, they have a 1, I win, it flips it over. Now they get to play and they get to do the same thing, and whoever has the most cards that they win at the end wins. So it's a pretty fun game, and as you win, you can get more cards, you can get more powerful cards. As you can see, some cards are a little bit more powerful than others, and it helps out tremendously when you have different things to do. So we're going to flip that way. Now this guy's mine. We're not going to get that guy ever again. So we can do this. And now we're really winning this game, which is really good. He's got a 2. We'll do this. And we should be good. I won. And look at that. We won the match. And we got what we needed. Super fun. There's also other things that you can do here. I'd like to show you that now. Another fun mini game is a fashion show. So you can do a fashion challenge, which gives you various things that you can do. Present yourself for judging. We're just going to go with what I have. I don't even know what it is. Present yourself for judging. Well, I appreciate your enthusiasm. As I said literal seconds ago, judging has yet to begin. All right, so we have to wait. I clicked through that. So judging is available next week. So I've already done mine for the week. We have to wait until Friday. But what you do is you can change your various outfits. He will judge you. You'll get MGP for doing it, which is really nice. This is the map of all the things you can do here. There's so many options. It's really nice. All right, friends, as you can see, there is so much. Here is my big fat chocobo. See all these different fun mounts. They're awesome. He's so cool. And it looks so funny because he's so big and I'm a tiny little Lala. I love it. So as you can see, my assessment shows that, I mean, there's no shortage of content to be able to do in this game. I know as a new player, it's not the greatest assessment. I think next year we're going to do an assessment for whether or not you should play this game in 2022, which you can probably guess that it's going to be yes. But I'll have a lot more information about some of those other things, I believe. So stay tuned for that. But it's a plus. Everything's a plus. I know there's PvP this game as well. It's not something that we've actually explored at all. I believe it opens up at level 30, which, to be honest with you, I haven't even tried it, but I'm sure it's probably worth playing. I heard it's not as good as some other games, but it's still worthy of playing and doing. There's also other things like jumping puzzles and all kinds of different things that there are to explore in this game. So I really urge you guys to give it a try. It's really, really amazing, and there's so much to do in this game, and I can't speak its praises enough. I'm so happy I've left the other places that I was at before this, and I look forward to its future, and I look forward to all the new content that we're going to see. I hope you guys do too. If you guys like this type of video, please do let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear your I'd like to hear your ideas about the game. What do you like about the game? What don't you like about the game? Is there things you wish Yoshi P would add and things like that? I'd love to hear what you guys have to say as a community. That's the other thing I'd like to say before we go is the community has been so welcoming. It's insane how welcoming the community is, and I'm so proud to be a part of it. It's really, really refreshing to be in a game that there's so many helpful people. So I hope you've enjoyed this assessment. I hope you've enjoyed this assessment, and as always, take care, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Take care and be well.